Hi there folks, today I'm going to show you how my reef tank aquarium stand is built. My name is Brian and my nickname is Hot Puppy, and what you have here first is a floor that's 3/4 inches thick. The joists are 1 foot on center. That makes for a nice sturdy floor. It's about twice as sturdy as most average floors. There is a beam at this end and there's a beam over here. I'll probably end up adding some additional support under this end of the aquarium. The aquarium uses two 2x6s on each side to support the load of the aquarium, and it has 2x6s along the floor to further spread the load out along the plywood. When you're supporting a 200-gallon aquarium, it's approximately 1 ton of weight. There's no such thing as too sturdy. So where I'm at right now is I've got the rough structure framed out. The next thing I'm going to do is apply plywood bracing in this direction, which stops the stand from wobbling, and then I'm going to add additional structural support here to bear the weight of the aquarium, and then I'm going to apply bracing along each side. And I will be showing you each step as I work. There are a variety of ways to do this. There's no such thing as a right way. The wrong way will spill your aquarium. This will be an in-tank or an in-wall installation when I'm finished. And I realize this may look a little bit flimsy, and of course, like I said, there are a variety of ways to do this. The way that I'm doing it, I think, is slightly overbuilt, and I think when you see the finished product, you'll be very impressed. This stage of the project is not designed to be finished carpentry, it's designed to be functional carpentry, and right now the project is held together with nails. And nails are good, but I don't think they're the best, so I've purchased some stainless steel exterior screws. Because this is a saltwater aquarium, I wanted to make sure I got a metal that would not rust. Stainless steel will not rust. And I'm also going to be using construction adhesive. There are a variety of construction adhesives out there. I particularly like the PL brand premium polyurethane adhesive. Polyurethane is a glue that likes moisture. The more moisture polyurethane has, the harder it gets, and so I think it's a fantastic adhesive to use on wood, and I've used it for many years with great success on other projects. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll show you some more in just a moment. Okay folks, so next what I'm going to do is apply the construction adhesive, and I just carefully maneuver in between here. And this just helps the plywood get a better grip and take some of the load off the screws. Doesn't take a whole lot of it. And I always like to hit the catch to relieve the pressure so that I don't spill a whole lot of adhesive. So next what I'm going to do is roughly position my panel in here and make sure that I make contact with the adhesive. Now, normally I would probably work with my back to the camera, but to provide a better show, I'm going to go ahead and crawl back through here. And I'm going to position my board where I want it, making sure that it's inside the confines of my stand, and then I'm going to put some screws in. And these screws are a square drive, and they come with a special bit. This kind of drill gun is indispensable for doing this, and this adds a ton of rigidity to the stand. Plywood is extremely strong from side to side, and it's this strength that I'm counting on to hold up my aquarium and keep it from going anywhere. Good morning, folks. I did not take video of all the steps in constructing the stand. I got into my work and just kind of flew through it. So I want to show you the finished product, and I want to point some things out about it. As I said in the first segment, there is a piece of 3/4 inch plywood that runs the length of the stand, and this provides strength along this direction. There are panels inside that provide side-to-side strength, and so if you hit it, it wobbles a little bit, but it's not going anywhere. It's extremely strong, and the little bit of wobble you saw will come out as soon as it's filled with water. There's actually a very small amount of bow in the plywood, and I might be concerned with it in certain circumstances, but in this circumstance I have full faith and confidence that when there are 200 gallons of water that weigh just over 1,600 pounds, the plywood will flatten. It'll be the equivalent of driving over it with a small car. There are 2x6s that run vertically where each of the frames are. Those 2x6s are actually designed to be load-bearing, and they're in place with adhesive screws and adhesive at the top to take up any small amount of gap that's there. So there's a 2x6 beam of a pair of 2x6s, then there are 2x6 and 2x4 vertical members. There are diaphragm braces made of 3/4 inch exterior plywood, and then there's 3/4 inch exterior plywood here. The goal is to provide ample support for the aquarium, and in the event that somebody falls against the aquarium like that, I don't want the aquarium going anywhere. The absolute last thing that you want is somebody trying to tackle your aquarium, and there are many stands on the market that if you did that to would fall over. I weigh about 200 pounds, I'm about 5'11", I'm the average American guy, and I can't knock this stand over. That means that just about anyone who's likely to come in here will not be able to knock over my aquarium. And the only thing worse than a leak in your aquarium is having 200 gallons of salt water in your house, loose. Okay, and I've brought a shot in from this side because I want to show some of what's inside. Here again you see the 3/4 inch plywood base. The tank has an additional 3/4 inch piece of plywood that's built into the base of the tank that supports the bottom 1/2 inch piece of glass. So the tank is functionally supported by 1.5 inches plywood, and then you have a 1/2 inch glass tank. I have two 2-inch returns that are part of my overflow system, and the reason for having two 2-inch returns is really simple. If one clogs, I'm not going to have nightmares. As I've said previously, there is nothing worse than loose salt water in the house. It'll get out and do all sorts of bad things. Here again you can see the 2x6s. You can also see the 2x6 vertical members, my diaphragm bracing, my cross bracing, and what will actually happen is I will enclose this portion of the aquarium with sheetrock. There'll be sheetrock above it, sheetrock below it. There'll be an access door that's right here. It's actually going to be a cabinet door because you can't get 12-inch doors, or at least I've never seen them. The aquarium presents some access challenges, so very likely there's going to be a step about here so that I can stand and work on the aquarium. There'll also be some kind of a provision designed into this system. There'll be a door on this side that opens fully to provide complete access to this side. It'll probably look a lot like a cabinet door, and there'll probably be some sort of a stand built into the finished work on this side of the aquarium so that I can get up and stand next to the aquarium. What I found when I was working on the tank yesterday is that I have to stand at the level of the tank in order to bend over and reach inside. The glass is 30 inches from top to bottom. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. I hope that what I've shared with you is interesting and informational. I hope it's a little bit funny. In case you're wondering how I make these videos and you've lasted this long through this one, I use a Canon 5D Mark II, which is a professional camera. It's a still camera with video capabilities. I'm using a 17 to 40 wide-angle zoom lens, and I do my editing in Lightroom for my still pictures, and I use Adobe Premiere Lite, which is consumer version. It's about a $99 video package, and it produces phenomenal results from this camera. And again, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos, and I hope you have a great day.